Well, welcome everybody. It is Manufacturing Week here across the state and especially in Madison. And one of the things that we wanted to do during Manufacturing Week is some videos with some of our manufacturers. And today joining me, actually I'm joining you at PPD in Madison, Joe Greco, Plant Manager. Joe, thanks for helping us out and doing our video today.
Absolutely, yeah, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, let's just start off by talking a little bit, I guess, as PPD as a whole, where your main headquarters are at, other locations, how many people you employ.
Okay. Well, PPD is a Canadian-based corporation. Our headquarters are in Sherbrooke, Quebec, Canada, and actually Sherbrooke is where there's a sister plant to this, a plant identical to ours where they make the same types of parts for the Canadian market. And the headquarters are in Waterville, which is 20 miles away, where there are several other facilities there. There's a rubber plant, a medical facility, our research and development, and where they build all of our molds that we use to make our parts. We've been in Madison for since the mid-'80s. The company PPD has been in business since early 1960s in Canada. And then there's other facility in Canada in Drummondville where they make seats for watercraft, snowmobiles, that type of product. And then we have two facilities in Mexico, just north of Mexico City as well, and they're more automotive and also with the seats for watercraft and so forth.
Sure. And as people that are watching this video, you can see we've got some of the products that you make here. Talk about maybe a little bit about the process and some of the products that you make and what industries you specialize in out here in Madison plant.
Well, all of our products are all plastic based product. It's plastic called UHMW, which is ultra high molecular weight. It's more resistant to cold and to heat than other types of polyethylene plastics. That's why it's good for the snow industry, ag industry, and transportation. We're kind of branching out into several different industries. Our main industry is the snow industry, and you can see we have some skis here that we make, and we have a fairly large market share for skis. Probably 7 to 8 snowmobiles out of 10 will have our skis on, worldwide. And we have red here, we have orange. Black is the main color, but I wanted to show that we can do them in any color. There's blue skis, there's green skis, white skis, but like I say, the majority are black skis. And the way that these are made is we have molds. All of the plastic comes in a powder form, and then we have secret recipes that we use. And then it gets dumped into our compression machines, and these are thermal compression machines. So hydraulic and then heat. All of them, the compression machines run at a very high temperature. And then when we get the powder loaded, the compression machine starts, compresses and heats and melts the plastic into various cycle times, anywhere from 30 minutes to over an hour, depending on the size of the part.
Science happens.
Science happens, and when it opens up and starts to cool down, it comes out as a completed part. Now, several parts we have to do a secondary operation on, where we drill holes or do some machining on with a CNC machine. But for the most part, I would say a majority of our parts come out. All we have to do is trim the flash off, and the flash is just this loose plastic that comes, where the molds come together, and we trim that off to make it look neat for the customer. They don't want to see something that looks half done.
Right.
So like I say, we make several parts. Snow industry is our main our main focus. We're probably 60% of our business where we make skis. We make sprockets, such as these. Some we just ship to the customer in sprocket form. Some we have a value added process where we assemble them into shafts. So this is a drive shaft for a snowmobile of some sort, and we press on the bearings and the sprockets at the correct positions and ship like this to add some value for our customers.
Sure.
This is another product for the snow industry. It's called a bogey wheel. Some come with rubber. Now this one has a rubber outside on it, and some are just straight plastic. And these are like inside the track of a snowmobile type of thing to keep the track running smoothly.
Sure.
So that's for the snow industry. For transportation, this part and this big block of green mass over here, these are for the transportation industry. This is for rail, and it goes in between where the cars couple. It's kind of a cushion, so to speak. Goes in there when the cars come together and hook up. This kind of protects some of the metal of the rail cars. Now these go on to semis, the big fifth wheel, the big semi trucks, the 40-footers. When they back into their trailer, this goes where the trailer hooks to the truck, where all the grease usually is. This eliminates the need to use all of that grease.
Okay.
They bolt a left side and a right side on, and then this is what the trailer rides on as it's making its turns.
Okay. I know you had mentioned this before. This is probably something that people will, once you say what it is, they'll be like, oh, yeah, I know what that is.
So this is for John Deere. John Deere is a big customer of ours, and these go on the tips of the combine as they're going through the cornfield. It's a tip protector, plus, I suppose, a visual aid for the farmers to see, make sure that they're lined up on their rows correctly. We make several of these for John Deere. Some other things. We have a company that makes floor cleaners. And this part, they shove the bristles through these holes, stick out here, and then this gets bolted onto the machine, and then this rotates, and that's what scrubs the floor on the automatic floor scrubbers.
Sure.
Some other industry use, this is a chain guide for a company. They bolt it on somehow, and it protects the chain. This is a skid plate for another company. We make probably 1,000 different parts here. This is another ag-related part. It's a sprocket, and this is actually for a relatively local company just down in Humboldt. Manufacturing One, or Copperhead, is a division of them. So these are put together in pairs. We make thousands of these, but these are put together in pairs, and they have hubs go over them, like a hubcap on both sides. And then these go on planters, and when they're planting, this kind of helps cover the seeds back up, plus aerate the ground around the seed for a better germination process.
Sure. Well, I know you've mentioned a couple of things, this product for John Deere and this one in Humboldt. I know kind of one of the philosophies is working with regional partners whenever you can. Maybe touch a little bit on that as far as trying to work with as close as companies as possible.
Yeah, we try to use as much local. I lost my mic here. We try to use as much local or help do things locally as much as possible. So we do get a lot of our parts, like repair parts, our just general housekeeping type parts, PPE, from companies right here in Madison, like Fastenal, for instance, we use a lot. Ace Hardware, Runnings. We do try to use local companies as much as possible. And we also get some steel parts. Some of our parts have steel embedded, like this plate here has steel embedded that the plastic is formed over. There's a company just north, kind of up by Arlington or a little farther north of Arlington, that makes some steel plates for us that we have formed into a U shape to make another type of part for another industry. So we do try to utilize as much local business as possible, just to promote Madison and the local area.
Yeah, and I know PPD has been always in my time anyway, a good partner with the chamber and other local organizations. We've got a few PPD employees on some of our general chamber committees.
Yeah.
And I know that's one thing that PPD tries to stress too is getting involved in the community.
Yeah, I like to stay involved in the community. I like to keep our name out there to just promote, to get employees, but also just to be a good community member. And I've tried to get a little bit more involved than what we may have been in the past with some of the different things that the chamber offers. The radio station calls a few times a year and wants to use our, for safety, like when school starts and when summer starts. We pay for some ads to get our name out there and to let them know that we are aware of community issues and want to take part in promoting the community.
Yeah. And then last thing that I kind of wanted to talk about is just employment opportunities. I know you've got a banner out front that's walk-in interviews on Wednesdays. Maybe talk about that a little bit as far as time and for the foreseeable future, you're going to be doing those on Wednesdays. And then if there are any specific openings that you wanted to talk about.
Right. Yes, we currently are doing and have been for quite some time. Early on when the COVID hit, we stopped that for quite a while, but we started it back up as we saw a need for more employees. Right now we're at about 80 employees. When we're running full strength, we like to be up around 100, not much over 100, but right in that 100 person area.
Sure.
So things are starting to pick up now. So we have opened up the walk-in interviews again. Again, they're Wednesdays, 2:30 to 4:30 every Wednesday afternoon. And if there's people that can't make that time, we're flexible that we can schedule other times as well if they call in. But we set aside that time for those. And we are currently, we're always on the lookout for high energy employees. But we currently have a few positions open for compression operator type positions. And in the maintenance area, we're always looking for some people that have some good general maintenance knowledge. There's not a lot of people that are specifically trained for thermal compression machines in the area, but that's something that can be learned.
Right.
If you have hydraulic background or electrical background, that kind of thing, we can do some training with folks and get them up to speed to do some of the general maintenance stuff that we need.
Sure. Well, thanks, Joe, again for joining us and showing some of the products that you do make out here, and continued support with the chamber and the community. If anybody has any questions for PPD about employment, check out their website. I don't readily have your phone number available out here, but if you want to relay that.
Our phone number is 605-256-3533 or 3534.
Okay. So again, if anybody has employment questions, you can reach out via website or give the phone numbers a call. Anything else that you wanted to add?
Well, we also have an ad through Indeed. So
Okay.
if they were to go to Indeed.com, I believe, they should be able to find some positions and the ability to submit resume and application through Indeed that will just automatically come into my and the HR manager's email box.
Okay.
And so we can go that direction as well.
Perfect. Again, thanks everybody for joining us. This is one of our manufacturers in Madison during Manufacturing Week, and be on the lookout for more videos as we proceed through the rest of the year. Thanks again.